Greetings to each of you. Reverend Dr. Shalita Mira here with you today on day 6 of OctoberMe. This week, we're going to continue our focus on meal planning by looking at the benefits of a balanced diet, starting with intentional meal planning. Today, we're going to get to spend some time doing an assessment of where we currently are as it relates to our meal planning and creating balanced and nutritious meals for ourselves and our families. We're also going to look at a self-assessment tool. How can we create meals with intention, understanding that we go from ingest to digest? What we eat becomes a part of who we are. So I hope that you are ready to take this journey with me on today as we delve into becoming more intentional about our physical wellness through balanced nutrition and meal planning. A balanced meal is one that provides a variety of nutrients in appropriate proportions to support our overall health and well-being. A well-balanced meal typically includes a combination of the following components, and we're going to review those quickly just to give you a foundation before I take you into your self-assessments. One of the primary elements is protein. We know that protein is essential for building and repairing tissue, as well as for overall growth and development. Good sources of protein include your lean meats, such as chicken, turkey, and fish, also beans, lentils, tofu, dairy products, and nuts. But it's also extremely important that as you're thinking about your protein intake, that you do consult either with a nutritionist or your primary care provider, because there may be other protein-related needs that you have. For example, some individuals, while no nutritionist or physician will recommend red meat every single day, there may be a requirement for red meat once a week or twice a week. So it's important that as you're tailoring this plan, you use wisdom and all of the knowledge and information that you have accessible to you to create a plan to consume healthy amounts of protein daily. Next, we will discuss carbohydrates, and carbohydrates can be quite controversial depending upon who you're talking to. But one thing that we do know is that the body does need carbohydrates because carbohydrates are the body's primary source of energy. We want to choose complex carbohydrates like whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat bread, unless, again, in meeting with your nutritionist or your primary care physician, you find that the consumption of whole grains or other complex carbs, sometimes they can cause a bit of inflammation. So you want to, again, be very intentional. You also want to think about your fruits and vegetables and legumes over simple sugars. So again, we do need our carbohydrates, our complex carbohydrates, but we do want to make sure that as we're planning our carbohydrate load for the day, we are intentional about what carbs our bodies can tolerate, and also putting our carbohydrates up into the top of our day, late morning, early afternoon versus later in the evening around bedtime, because they can have adverse effects. Next category is fats. Healthy fats are necessary for various bodily functions, including the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. So some sources of healthy fats include avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, and fatty fish like salmon. Fiber. Dietary fiber aids in digestion, and it helps maintain stable blood sugar levels and supports heart health. So you can find fiber in whole grains, fruits, vegetable, beans, and legumes. If you find that you have difficulty getting in some of these food groups, there are other supplements that are high in fiber that can be added to a glass of water or a drink that you enjoy. The goal is to find a healthy form of fiber so that your body maintains a healthy digestion process, and also that you keep your gut microbiome in balance. A balanced meal should contain a variety of vitamins and minerals, including vitamin A, C, D, calcium, iron, potassium, and others. So you want to make sure that on your plate, when you're eating or when you're drinking, that these vitamins and minerals are accounted for. These nutrients are crucial for your bodily functions and maintaining good health. If you find that there is a deficit specific to your meal in getting these vitamins and minerals in on a daily basis, you may want to talk with your primary care or do some research on supplementation so that your body can function optimally by having the necessary resources and fuel that it needs to thrive. Staying hydrated is often an overlooked but very important and essential part of creating a balanced and nutritious meal plan. Water is involved in many bodily functions and processes and helps with digestion, temperature regulation, and more. So we must be sure to drink enough water throughout the day. And last but certainly not least is portion control. So too much of anything can be a bad thing. So we want to make sure that as we're preparing our meals and we're thinking about healthy, nutritious diet, that we're eating the right portion sizes. That's important for maintaining a healthy weight and avoiding overeating. You want to pay attention to the serving sizes and listen to your body's hunger and fullness cues. Later in the week, we are going to talk about intermittent fasting, but we're also going to talk about intuitive eating. And intuitive eating is a modality where you're really mindfully in tune with your body. You're not distracted in your eating, but you are savoring every bite and you're approaching eating from a sustenance mindset, meaning that I'm eating to live, not living to eat. Now we get the opportunity to engage in a self-assessment tool, because before we begin the development of a meal plan, we want to be radically authentic about where we stand as it pertains to our current eating habits. In order to set a goal, we must be able to assess in the beginning so that along the journey as we modify, we know areas of growth and areas where we may need to do some additional tweaking or changing or transforming. So I want you to read these questions. There's 10 questions here, and you are going to rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 5, with 1 being that you strongly disagree and 5 being that you strongly agree. So now that you've finished the self-assessment, you may be wondering, what do I do with these scores? How do I interpret them? The purpose of this self-assessment was really so that you could take a radically honest look at where you are as it pertains to your own health and wellness journey with respect to nutritious and healthy eating. The higher your score, the more nutritious or the healthier your eating habits are. The lower the score, well, it just reveals that it is really time for us to put focus in on this transformative work. So now I want you to take those results and I want you to use the revelation that you've received by answering those simple 10 questions and begin preparing a healthy and nutritious plan. And we're going to talk about that next. Here are 5 meal planning strategies to help you maintain a healthy and balanced diet. Number 1, batch cooking and meal prep. You want to dedicate 1 or 2 days each week to prepare and cook larger quantities of food. You want to portion them into containers so you have healthy meals ready to go throughout the week. This can save time and prevent the temptation of unhealthy takeout. Number 2, plan balanced meals. You want to aim for balanced meals, including, again, those lean protein sources like fish, chicken, tofu, your whole grains such as brown rice or quinoa, Plenty of vegetables and healthy fats like avocado or nuts. Balance your micronutrients for sustained energy. 3. Create a weekly menu. Plan your meals and snacks for the entire week. This helps you make a shopping list and ensures that you have all the necessary ingredients on hand, reducing the likelihood of unhealthy impulsive choices. 4. Mindful portion control. Pay attention to those portion sizes. Use smaller plates to help control your portions visually and avoid overeating. Eating mindfully and savoring your food can also prevent overindulgence. And number 5, incorporate variety. Make an effort to include a variety of foods in your diet. This ensures you get a range of nutrients and keeps your meals interesting. Explore different cuisines, ingredients, and cooking methods to keep things fresh. I hope day 6 has been very beneficial for you as you continue to be intentional about creating healthy and balanced meal. Remember, we have been given a divine choice, and today we get to choose to ingest and digest that which is healthy for us. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in day 7 as we focus in on that lens of healthy fruits and vegetables, and also look at intermittent fasting more in depth. Have a phenomenal day.